Hi, I'm BJ. So you're thinking about taking a class of video conferencing. Do you know what that'll be like? This short video will give you an introduction to what it is like to take a class through VC and what you should know to be successful. First of all, what is video conferencing? This is a technology that lets you connect multiple locations together through high-speed and high-definition connections. When you are in a VC room, you'll see cameras, microphones, and TV monitors. You can see and hear the people at other locations. And the camera and microphone let you see other sites, and they can hear you as well. Video conferencing technology allows you to participate in traditional types of classroom activities while not actually being in the same place together with other people. This means that you are all meeting in the same time, so it's not the same as meeting in an online class, which you can log into at any time. Let's take a look at the VC class so that you can see the kinds of things that might happen in your class. Sometimes the instructor will be lecturing to the class while you take notes. You've probably sat in a class and done this before. The teacher might pause and ask questions or involve the whole class in a discussion. You can ask and answer questions and participate in the discussion from where you are sitting. It is a little bit different than if you were in the room together, and we'll show you how it is in a bit. Sometimes your instructor will split the class into small groups for you to have discussion or work on a project together in that group. If there are enough people in the VC room together, usually these people will form their own group and mute the microphone while they have their discussion. If you're the only person in the room, you will probably use the VC system to actually talk to other students in your group who are in other locations. Group work might also mean that you have to arrange a time to talk and work with other students outside of class time. Learning with other students is really important to your success, so be sure you put the same effort into this as the rest of your work. The VC system also lets you present to the rest of the class. You can hook your computer up to the system and deliver a PowerPoint presentation to the rest of the class in real time. You can also facilitate a discussion from your location, so be prepared for whatever your instructor might assign to you. I already mentioned that participating in a class from a VC room is a little bit different than what you're probably used to. Let me explain how. There can be a slight delay in the broadcast, so if you interrupt to start asking a question, someone else might start talking and not know for another second or two that you're trying to talk. This can make things a little awkward, so there is an etiquette or a set of social rules for participating in a VC class that most people use. The system will switch the video feed to whomever is talking, so you should mute your microphone when you are not speaking. If you make some noise by rustling your papers or coughing, the system will think you're trying to talk and the camera will switch to you. These noises are also amplified by the system if they are close to the microphone, so they can be pretty distracting. Rule 1, mute your microphone when you're not speaking. It's also a good idea to introduce yourself and your location when you speak. Sometimes there is a delay when the camera is switching over to your location when you start speaking. If you start making your point right away, you begin as just a voice on the screen, and then your face appears. If you begin by saying something like, "Hi, this is BJ in Rumford, and I have a question," this gives the system time to switch over to you by the time you start asking your question. It's also helpful in making social connections with the people in the class so they can get to know you. It can feel pretty lonely if you're in a VC room by yourself. Getting to know the names and locations of the other students can really help with this. Rule 2, introduce yourself when you want to speak. Your instructor might have particular rules for how you should participate in the class. Some will want you to interrupt with your questions right away, while others might want you to wait until they take questions. And still others might call on you with questions themselves. Sometimes your instructor might even have a chat tool up that you can use to ask questions without interrupting what is happening in class. Either way, it's a good idea to write down your questions as soon as you think of it, so that you don't forget while you're waiting to speak. Rule 3, follow the instructor's rules of engagement. Some of the VC rooms will zoom in on you when you speak, but some of the other rooms require you to use the remote to zoom in. There is so much expressed by our faces when we are speaking that it's important to see people's faces when they are talking. Make sure that your camera is zoomed in on your face when you want to speak. It also helps with that social presence I'd mentioned before. You should also make sure that your face is well lit, so be sure the lights are on. Rule 4, make sure people can see your face when you're talking. When you're looking at the TV screen, it's easy to forget that these are real people in real time, so do your best to participate. Make sure you ask questions and contribute during discussions. If no one from the remote sites participates, it's easy for the instructor to focus just on the students that are in the room in front of them. Give yourself an advantage by making sure everyone remembers you are an important part of the class. Rule 5, actively participate in discussions. Now, let's talk about what you need to know about the technology to be successful. The remote control will become your best friend in the class and controls how you participate. Your remote will look like one of these two. Both of them have a volume control. This controls how loud the speakers are in your room. They do not change how loud you sound to others. Be sure you speak strongly and clearly and are near a microphone so others can hear you. As I mentioned, you should mute yourself when you are not speaking. Here is where you find the mute button on each remote. You will also see a mute icon on the screen showing that your microphone is muted. By default, you will see the person speaking in a large window on the screen with other sites shown as thumbnails. Each VC room is equipped with a port for you to connect your own computer to the display over the system. You will use this if you have a presentation. If a dedicated PC is part of the room configuration, the UMS single sign-on can be used to log in. You can still use your own laptop even if a dedicated computer is supplied. Real presence video conference units are configured so that any VGA or HDMI source automatically connects and adds a new window to the monitor screens. HDX video conference units show computers through the Connect button. When connecting any device, make sure the appropriate adapter is included with the laptop or tablet, either VGA or HDMI. Connect the laptop or tablet VGA or HDMI cable to the wall plate or VGA extension supplied at the head of the table. You should see a cheat sheet in your VC classroom that shows you how to use the remotes in case you forget. You will also see the help desk phone number posted in the classroom. Use this number anytime you experience problems with the VC system. The other technology you should be familiar with is Blackboard. Many VC instructors use Blackboard for handouts and ask you to submit assignments and participate in discussions outside of class there. You can access the Blackboard site by logging on to mycampus.maine.edu or by going to bb.courses.maine.edu. On the home page, you'll see a course that will teach you all about the basics of using Blackboard, called Blackboard Essentials for Students. If you ever need help, you just need to ask. For any technical difficulties, whether during your VC class or with Blackboard, you can call the help desk at 1-800-696-HELP or 1-800-696-4357. You can also email your support requests to techsupport@maine.edu. The staff at your location is also very knowledgeable and helpful. If you are at a center, please contact the staff in the front office with your questions. If you're on the Augusta campus, you can go to the University College office for support and the Dean's office in Lewiston Hall on the Bangor campus. There are many people rooting for your success. Stay in touch regularly with your instructor, participate in class often, and reach out when you need help. We hope this orientation video has given you a good idea of what to expect when you go to your first VC class. Video conferencing provides convenient access to classes around the state and can be a great way to learn. Good luck with your classes.